with us.
So yeah, we're going to have your code and your ticker on this network, and you can't stop it from being traded.
Right.
And so there's a derivative, and then if there's liquidity bonding the prices together, so if, let's say you have Chainlink on Ethereum, and then after launch, price bounces around a while, but I bet that over time that these prices will move similarly.
Right.
I think that the Link ticker on Pulsechain is likely to move similarly to the Link ticker on Ethereum.
Right. Just because of the bridge, right? And
well, because they're bonded by the liquidity.
Right.
And then it's the same code with the same ticker. Now, do you want to pay $100 or $300 to trade it on Ethereum, or do you want to pay a penny to trade it over here? And we already know this answer because they're doing it on other networks as well.
Yeah.
People do trading on alternate networks, and then we're the one that you don't like. Your coins are already here. You don't even have to bridge over. Right. You've already got your free coins here. You can already access them by changing one setting in your MetaMask. It's awesome.
Dude, it sounds
it
sounds pretty awesome.
Well, that's the trick. That's the magic. Is you launch this whole network with all these new coins. How do you get those new coins to be valuable?
Right.
But by not letting anyone ever stop the trading, by having the same tickers, and by giving people reason to back the value of the things they got free.
Right.
By rewarding them with a yield farming token. It's like a giant vampire attack, basically. It's a giant vampire attack.
Hey everybody, hope you guys doing well. We're going to be getting into the nitty gritty. This was a famous song from the past, the old nitty gritty. If you haven't seen that dance video, it's pretty cool. Now, Pulsechain is green again from the looks of it. So I haven't checked it since I wrote the title of this video, but presumably it's still green. So it's moving into the second day green. So kind of cool for Pulsechain. And I've got a poll up. Is the bottom in for Pulsechain? Yes, maybe, not sure, nope, or depends on the SEC dismissal in October, because otherwise, obviously, it will drag on into 2025 with the information discovery phase. So fingers crossed for that. But yeah, that is what we're looking at. The crypto market generally is looking pretty good. So when you get into it, of course, stock market, crypto market, we're going to be covering Bitcoin Runes protocol. We're going to get into meme coins over all multi-chain, and we're going to get into some obviously Pulsechain markets. Got a little video clip from RH Max and Access Live. I thought we might try and play, so hopefully that will play off well as also. And then we're going to get into Mafia, Pulse Mafia. Man, the vault is getting huge. It's getting massive. The Vault Mafia there is getting massive on BNB and Pulsechain. So yeah, $223,000 US the last time I added up. This keeps going up. Really liking that. What else? And Hex. We're going to wrap up with Hex. And Hex is, let's see where Hex is at the moment too. I've seen a lot more bullish posts around Hex on X platform lately. Kind of cool. And don't forget when Zen launches too from Jack Levin, they're going to have X Hex as well. Going to airdrop on that chain. Now I think that's going to be pretty popular, despite any naysayers out there. I think that free airdrop to Hex is going to be pretty popular there. All right, so let's get into it without a further ado. We've got a couple of people in the chat there. Make sure you get into the chat, make it lively, fill out the poll at the moment, and of course, definitely do that now. Big welcome to all the 10,500 subscribers from over 3 channels, Hex Token Channel, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain X. Big shout out there. Get in there, folks, and share it around. Crypto Fury in the house there. Hello. Good to see you, Crypto Fury. And Andrew Reynolds as well. Morning all. Good to see you too. And once again, get in the chat there, folks. Let's see how we're going with the stock market without further ado. We just had Wookie sneak in there as well. Wookie is on the course, playing golf and watching crypto. That's how Wookie rolls. Kind of cool. Let's get into it. Now, the stock market there. Look at that. Dow closes just shy of record as earnings seasons get underway. We have a good earnings season, man. This year, second half of the year is going to be legit. Legit for not only the stock market, but crypto as well, I'm sure. We got the Dow Jones there up 0.6%, 247 points, 40,000 on the Dow Jones. Woo-hoo! Hot dog and a dog. So that is the industrials in the United States, top 30. S&P 500 up over 0.5% as well, 30 points to 5,615, and the Nasdaq up 0.6%, 113 points to 18,396. So really good on the old stock market there. US dollar devaluing, and this is what's going to really spur on the commodities like silver. We're down here quite a bit here, 30%, down to 103.77 versus trading partners. Looking at commodities, we got West Texas and Brent oil are down 0.5% about to $82 and $85 respectively. Gold is down 0.25% there, 2,416, and silver there, funny enough, is actually down 2% today at 64 cents to $31. But keep a lookout for that with the US dollar as we head into the end of the year, particularly around interest rate pivots. That could be really, really interesting and see a big move there on silver. So yeah, earnings season is up for grabs. That's pretty much it. And of course, inflation there. The producer price index came out today. It is, which is a measure of average change in time and selling prices received by domestic producers for their output. That rose to 0.2% last month, contrary to the 0.1% rise anticipated by economists. So that's a little bit higher than expectations, where the CPI yesterday was below. So that's kind of cool. Taking the annualized figure to 2.6% to June. Core PCE, which strips out food and energy, rose 0.4% in June and 3% through to June, beating economist estimates for 0.2% and 0.25% respectively. The latest PPI data, or Producers Price Index data, combined with the recent CPI data, Morgan Stanley estimates would lift core PCE, the Fed's preferred inflation measure, to 0.2% in June, from 0.08% in May, and to 2.57% for the 12 months through to June, and would make the second weakest of this year. The faster pace of inflation, however, which was overshadowed by the data for the University of Michigan, showing U.S. consumer expectations of inflation a year from now fell to 2.9% from 3% previously. So that's kind of the news around the inflation. Let's see what the market is expecting for the end of the year. This is pretty important for us in crypto. So let's quickly check to see what that is looking like. We've got 2 weeks and 4 days to go until the July meeting, expecting a no change in July, 94%. September's kind of the earliest we're expecting a pivot, and man, is it looking good. The market is really bullish on a pivot in September. So man, October's got to be good for crypto. But there we are, 3.8% is expecting a no pivot, but everybody else is. So over 96% is expecting a pivot in September. That is looking so good. This is really bullish for the fourth quarter of this year for crypto. That is cool. All right, so that is it at the moment on that. And of course, crypto is green. Bitcoin at the moment, 57,000, almost just under 58,000, let's say, is up 1%, and Ethereum there is up 1.25% to 3,140. Everything is pretty green. Like I say, it's looking good. We've got XRP at the moment up 6% to 47 cents. ADA, of course, is up 5.5%, and we're getting pretty close to next week, right? Is expected the Chang fork, the Chang. So Hodgkinson will be very happy about that. That's a pretty major upgrade there for ADA. So far we talked about that being a tip to get in there early. So far it's starting to pay off really. Yeah, we talked about that last week when it was down, what was it, 31 cents? So it's made about 10 cents. So it's gone up a lot, a third, almost maybe 30% in some price, something like that. 25 maybe percent, but the call was for 130%, right? So we may see a big rally in ADA over the weekend continue. Let's see how high it can go. Can it get to 70 cents? I don't know. But it's definitely been a good call so far. What else? Everything else is pretty much green for the most part. So we'll move on. Bitcoin at the moment is sitting below the 200-day moving average. 2-day moving average is at 58,167 for Bitcoin on Coinbase. We're currently just below it though, 57,919. So yeah, that is what's that, about $250 or something like that below the 200-day moving average. And we've got a bit of convergence with the 50-day moving downwards. So hopefully we can bump out of that without without having it cross over. We don't want a death cross at this stage. So fingers crossed for that. Yeah, and of course the interest, we've got the Ethereum ETF. That's old now, isn't it? On the 8th, so we'll delete that because that's gone bigger. But we got the interest rate pivot in September looking very, very good now, 96%. So looking very cool indeed. All right, that leads us into the Bitcoin runes. And of course, the meme coins on the Bitcoin runes have been pulling back a little bit. But we have got Dog. Has Dog found the bottom now? Now that Bitcoin's pushing back the other way. So really good entry price here on Dog after the pullback. Currently up 2.75%. That is at 7.38 Satoshis at the moment. Market cap at 427 million. So really good entry for Dog right now. Really good entry for Dog. Let's go have a little closer look at Dog on Runes Protocol here on Magic Eden, the #1 DEX, of course, for Runes Protocol. Basically, this is the meme where the memes are sitting, right? So looking good. Let's go look full chart. Let's go full chart mode. just to give context. And we're basically back down to this initial resistance, and we're now finding that as support. So this is looking like a very good place to pick up dog. Go to the moon on this one. So look, not bad there. We're picking that for the number one meme coin on Bitcoin, to be number one meme coin in the world, take over Dodge at some stage later at the hype and top of the market. So we're looking at that. May end up, who knows, maybe it could make the first $100 billion coin, meme coin. Dog, we're picking dog for the win for that. We've got see a couple of others here at the moment. Pups is number 5, up 9%. Decentralized, which is an Ethereum team on Bitcoin, is up 2.5% there. What else? Yeah, lots of opportunities all over the place at the moment on the top 10 there for runes. Let's have a look at the Donald Trump, actually, because that's the top one. There's over 300 different runes, meme coins and stuff like that on Runes Protocol. Donald Trump is the number 1 there, sitting at down 4% today. But keep a watch out for that for the election coming up. So it could be a nice little buy there as well. Looking at the NFTs on Runes Protocol, Runestone still number 1 there by 24-hour volume, up 3.4% today at 0.013 Bitcoin. We can see some of the other layers here. Prometheans are back again. Prometheans, that is up 31% at the moment. And what else is looking interesting there in the top 10? That's pretty much it. The top 10 on the NFT side of the BRC20 type protocols, ordinals. Let's jump over to, if you want to check up those out, I'll post the link to the number 1 DEX. Like I say, the decentralized exchanges are adding runes on. So we're expecting a flurry of those, particularly around dog, to add the runestones on there and add ordinals. Runes protocol on there as well. So with having runes launched. It's a lot of jargon. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about with that. So yeah, that is where we are at Bitcoin. And let's go into Ethereum. Ethereum looking even better, right? So over the 200-day moving average, 200-day moving average is at $3,086. And we're above that at the moment. So looking even better than Bitcoin. And of course, why not? We've got the Ethereum ETF expected potentially by the 18th of July. So fingers crossed for that. Really, it just seems like they're finishing the dots and crossing the T's. Putting the dots on the I's and the crossing the T's, I think so, I guess. But we're only a couple of days away from that. So next week is looking very bullish, right? So yeah, 5 days to go. So next week we've got the Chang upgrade for ADA, and we've got the potentially the Ethereum ETF expected launch there potentially on the 18th. So fingers crossed. And of course that date there is given from the best expectation from Belko Hunis, one of the Bloomberg analysts that covers this. So that's the expectation there. So next week could be glorious for crypto. So yeah, you don't want to fade it when it's pumping. And Pulsechain, perfect time for Pulsechain. Very, very cool on that one. So that is kind of where we are. Then of course the interest rate pivot in September, and of course US election in the 4th. If we get Trump in there, man, could be a hyper bullish for crypto. I'm telling you, it can be hyper bullish. He is pro crypto. It could be absolutely huge. Yeah, we may see Bitcoin take a bigger role too in the old crypto. It could be absolutely huge. So definitely check that out. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely massive. Yep. All right. We've had a little spammer there in the chat, but the spam is gone. All right. So that is it on the Ethereum. Next week is looking hot. Like I say, ADA, Ethereum, man, it could be absolutely epic next week. Let's jump into the top meme coins across all the chains. We can see that market cap of crypto overall is 2.14 trillion on coin market cap, up 1.23%. We've got the top memes are starting to make a move now. So this is a perfect time to pick these things up, right? Because it's starting to pivot. And if next week is glorious with ADA, Chang upgrade and Ethereum ETFs, this thing's a perfect time to pick this up as well. Now, maybe Sunday is going to be a good day too, because Sunday is still be their quiet day. But at the moment, it really is pivoting after that big pullback. So yeah, we got Dogecoin starting to make a move. It is up almost 1%. So this is just beginning, right? This does double-digit gains, right? So keep a look at that. The market cap's come all the way down from 24 billion down to 15.6 billion over recent times. So definitely a big pickup. SHIB there is up 1.4% there. Pepe is still negative. And Dog with Hat is just up 3%. Now, Dog with Hat is down 18%. So Dog with Hat is definitely one of the most obvious pickups here. Because it's down so much still and it's just starting to recover here with a 3% recovery, already hinting that it could do some stuff. So maybe one of the tip of the days is the Dog with Hat. We've got also, what else we got going? Everything's sort of still down here on the 24-hour in the red. We're getting a little bit of green on the hourly though. And that takes us down to runes. Right dog starting to recover there, 4%, down 10% for the week. So obviously another pickup. So the two obvious pickups there, we got dog with hat, maybe even Brett token on base chain, and then of course runes there as well in the top sort of 10 there. I think they're the top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here in the top 10. That's the play. We already also see meme coin starting to make a move, right up 13% for the week. So it's got momentum with it, and it's up 5.6% in the last 24 hours. So even meme is doing pretty well there. What else are we going to say? Popeye, still hanging out there, down 9% for the week, but up 4.3%. So a bit of activity in the memes, and you might be getting that nice pivot on these for next week. So kind of cool. Mad gains. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's jump over to Pulsechain, shall we? We're going to get Pulsechain, day 427. That's what we're going to get into. Let's see if we've got any other comments in there. No other comments, so we're going to move forward. All right, so at the moment, Pulse at the moment for day 427 is up at quadruple 0417, up 3.1%. So another green day, as I said in the title of the video. 42% of the mean sacrifice price. So we're actually up from where we were. Then we got down below 0.4. We're at 442 now percent of the mean sacrifice price. Pulsechain though making the big move, up 7% at quadruple 0205. Still super cheap though, only 20.5% of the mean sacrifice price. So super cheap there. The buy and burn continues to go up there. 919.2 billion Pulsechain has been bought up and burned, sitting at 4.54% of the public supply. So that keeps ticking away there. The incentive token is up 7.44%. The ratio, so 3% of that is the Pulse price rise, but the ratio has jumped back. So looking good there, back at 52,554. So what's that? Up like 2,000 from yesterday. So that's really good. And the amount of incentive tokens in existence is 35,477,000. So that's looking pretty strong as well. Remember, those are emitted from the Pulsechain V1 farms, and the yields on those have been really, really attractive. In fact, let's pull that up while we're here just to see. Every so often, like maybe once a week or so, I like to try and check out, see what the yields are like. So let's go have a look on that on Pulsechain and see where those are at the moment. Pretty attractive, man. They've been a very good place to be in terms of making money. We can see the Pulsechain Pulse yield 13% at the moment. $36 million liquidity in there. All the bridged-in coins in the Pulsechain, DAI, USDC, and USD Tether, still looking very good. Look at 68%, 65, 67%. Unbelievable yields on here. And then, of course, Ethereum there, bridged on from Ethereum with Pulse at 39%. Looking at the Richard Hart coins as well, Hex and Pulse at 27%. Incentive Pulsechain at 36% and 32% respectively. So those yields are looking really, really attractive at the moment on the old Pulsechain farm. So really, really cool. All right, so that is kind of highlights there. Let's go to Hex. Hex has, of course, been the kind of the underdog lately. It used to be the super dog. It's kind of the underdog now. And we can see at the moment, though, it is back over half a penny. So let's give a clap. Let's give a clap for Hex is back over half a penny on Pulsechain. That's a clap for me. I don't know if you heard my clap, but there we go. Up 3.46%. It is the second best performer today behind Pulse. And we've got EHEX at the moment, 0.13 of a penny, so no change there. And the combined price of EHEX and PX is at just under 6400th of a penny. Now, it does appear that BankX has been selling a bit of the Hex, just small amounts, I guess. Maybe they're paying for some bills, I don't know. But they seem to be just selling a little bit of the Hex off in little amounts from the looks of it. So that is probably been influencing the Hex chart as well. Right us. That is it for that. So that's day 427. Let's get into the charts. And we've got, let's go to the daily for Pulsechain. This is the daily chart here. I've got my poll in, remember, so get into the poll. Is the bottom in for Pulsechain? Yes, maybe, nope, and depends on the SEC dismissal. So get on that. We've got 13 votes so far. We'll probably finish that poll at the end of this discussion about the markets at the moment. So yeah, we got a bounce off here. So this is where we bounced off the other day on the 10th of July. We got down to a low of 3,674. We're currently back at 4,167. So a nice little recovery there. So how much are we up? Let's have a quick look. We're up about 12, almost 13% in the last 2 days. But the cool thing about this, we've got two little green candles. is this the bottom in? Obviously, we bottomed out even lower last time after the SEC events. We were down at like 3,300 here, and we're now back at 4,167. Also, we're over 4,000 again. That's kind of really positive. We had a bounce in the RSI, so we're now back up out of 43. So we did bounce out. I said we would probably bounce out of there, just like we had in previous RSIs. That's why RSI is so good, because it really does give you that indicator on overbought, oversold. It's quite good as a general guide. And we're back up at 43. Lots of room to move to the upside too. Obviously, we want to break some real new levels. What we want to break is 4,250. That would be the first one. And then the next one we want to break is 4,700. So that would be really, really exciting. We break that, then the uptrend's on again, right? Uptrend's on. So be looking forward to that. So kind of a cool place to be. Let's go look at the weekly as well. Actually, before we go to look at weekly, I want to talk about the Richard Hart here. So we've got obviously the SEC gave their response to the motion to dismiss back here on the 8th of July. Richard Hart confirmed that his lawyers had received it. And then, of course, now we have waiting for Richard Hart's response, his lawyers, his dream team of lawyers to respond to that on the 22nd of August. So that's coming up. I see that as a bullish event for Pulsechain. And why do I say that? Because it's kind of that, if you imagine a boxing match, the first punch there was from, Richard did a big punch saying, I want a motion to dismiss punch. SEC punches back, says, here's our response. And then, of course, Richard then comes back with another punch and he goes, this is our motion to dismiss. So I think that's pretty exciting. I see that as a bullish event, right? So then, of course, we get to the oral arguments here back in October here. And that's a question mark, right? Is the market going to be neutral about that? Is it going to be see it as a really bullish thing and rally into that? Or is it going to be seen as a negative thing and then maybe it sells off after that? Depends on if this is going to sell before or is it going to rally into it and on the back of that. So it's going to be interesting to see that play out. Let me know your thoughts in the chat there. It'd be really, really cool. I think we might have a special guest in the house, so we'll bring a special guest in soon. All right, so that is kind of where we are at the moment. On that, let's go to the weekly and have a look at the chart. Oh, no, the weekly. I want to go to the weekly. You put the monthly on there. It was me. There go to the weekly. So this is the weekly here on Pulsechain. And look at that. Woohoo! The RSI is very low at the moment, so we've got a lot of room to move for a rally. So we're going to rally into that next zone here. And that zone is August, right? So, and of course, we've already talked about yesterday Morgan Stanley being bullish about crypto in August. So I think we've got some good things coming. And we've got the Ethereum ETF next week potentially, and of course the ADA upgrade could be quite popular as well. So spur the market on. 19th there. Let's bring it on with that. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. So is this the bottom? You decide in the chat there, but I feel pretty good about it at the moment. All right, let's see. Let's see where we're going there. So that is the weekly. Lots of room to move to the upside, obviously. Let's get into the actually, do we have the dailies? No, I haven't got I'm going to add some TAs on here so that we can follow that. I think I got it on Pulsex. So let's go to Pulsex. Pulsex at the moment. Pulsex at the moment. Let me just jump on there. Actually, I might bring in our special guest before. We'll leave it till where special guest comes in later on. All right, so we'll go here and let's get through these Pulsechain updates. So Pulsex at the moment looking even better. Look at this, man. Is this cool? This is on the weekly, right? So the weekly, we've still got this uptrend on the weekly on Pulsex. We've still got the high lows. So everything's looking pretty hot over here on Pulsex. And we have kind of a bullish hammer here. And the RSI down at 38. So a little bit stronger than Pulse, but still certainly a lot of uptrend. Looks almost like it's starting an uptrend too. So that is it on Pulsex. So Pulsex being a good buy, currently at a 49 at the moment. And look at this. With these green candles, exactly what we wanted because we want to get this cross here on the TA. I'm going to add this to Pulsechain, but we got the 13-day in yellow. That's the 13-day moving average. In blue, we got the 34-day in moving average. And we want those to cross over and get a bullish cross. So that's just one indicator, but a very important one. And if we've got the green candles above that cross when it happens, that's even more bullish. So that's what we're looking for there. So we've got some long-term bullishness with the support line. We've potentially got some short-term bullish indicators and plenty of room in the RSI. So feeling good. And of course, we've got that Richard Hart case coming, the punch back, as it were, in August. Let's see where we go from here. Kind of cool. I think we had some money come over the bridge as well overnight, so we'll check that out. Now, incentive token, obviously the ratio looking really good here too. So looking nice here at the moment. We bounced all the way back down from what did we get to, a low of 46,100. We touched our support line. How funny is that? Virtually touched it, not quite, but we got almost there. And now we're back up right in the middle of the zone there. Isn't that crazy? So doing pretty well as an INC. Getting to the what did I say? Our super dog, no, super pup. What did I call it? I've forgotten now. Anyway, it was pretty funny when I said it. I thought so. Anyway, but we're back over half a penny. Yay on Hex on Pulsechain. Still super cheap though. Look at the RSI down 36 here on the weekly. Man, that is epic upside there for whoever's willing to take the initiative into Hex. Now I have seen a lot of positive posts about Hex lately, so that garnered some positive sentiment as well. These are the last 2 days, so moving from the weekly last 2 days, so we're up a little bit nicely from there. We take it from the bottom. What are we up there? We're up 18, almost 19% on Hex. So if you manage to have a bit of faith down the bottom, it's picked, and of course it bounced from the RSI down being oversold. Then you've done pretty well out of that. EHEX at the moment just still in the low zone, and so at 1300th of a penny, almost 1400. So just kind of moving sideways the last 4 weeks. Moving to the daily, actually a little bit of a lift here going on with the EHEX, and good gains from the top there. And like I say, we have seen a bit of BankX selling little amounts, maybe paying for their monthly bills or something, who knows, but that has definitely been out there. Someone observed that. All right, that is it for Pulsechain. That was day 427. Let's quickly look at the gas prices on Pulsechain just quickly. And we got 1.3 million. Man, beats are super high. We've got a really spiky moment at the moment, and of course 2 cents for a Pulsechain swap, 1 cent, 1/10 of a penny for a Pulsechain transfer, and 4/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer at the moment. That's kind of the play there. Let's go to the validators. We've got 48,331 validators, 1.55 trillion staked on the validators at the moment. And go to the bridge, our big health check, 96 million. Woo! So we're up from yesterday. What's that? About $500,000 increased. That's kind of cool. I think we've got a little bit more DAI in here, 27.5 million. ETH is obviously up a little bit there. Bitcoin is up a little bit. And EHEX is pretty stagnant there at the moment, or probably up slightly, isn't it? Up slightly. That is where we are at the moment on those. So kind of cool. I haven't looked at the stable coins though. What the stable coins got at the moment? We've got 11 million USDL, 1.83 million PXDC, 1 million in XDC there, and 4.1 million in Coast to Coast. Now, remember, Coast is operating again, so if you want to directly on-ramp to Pulsechain, use Brian's link in the video description. You get 5,000 weight token bonus too if it's the first time. So I used that today. Kind of cool. Nice to see them back, our direct on-ramp to Pulsechain. All right, so that is pretty much it. Obviously, we're on to day 428 now. But let's watch a little video here. Hopefully, I can play this. I'm not sure if you guys can actually hear it. Let me see. How's the best way to play this? I think you can hear it. Let me know if you can hear it, because I think that's the play. Let me just play it, and hopefully you guys can hear it. I'm not sure if it feeds through, but let me know if you do. There's a little clip here from Access Alive and RH Max, 2 influencers in the Pulsechain community, and many of you will know. Let me know if you can actually hear this volume. Hopefully you can. So you guys hear that? Let me know in the chat there if you can hear that on your screen. Just put a little thumbs up or something. Just that little bit. Before I play the whole video, right? Don't want to play the whole video and you guys can't hear it. So let me know in the chat. Maybe Wookie or somebody, Andrew or Crypto Fury can let me know. That'd be cool. No one's let me know. Can you hear that, Brennan? Can you hear that? Can you hear this? Can you hear this, Brennan? Let me know there, just in case. All right, probably says yes, can hear it. So let's play it. All right, cool. Now you're saying you can't hear it, so you could hear it. Maybe mine is broken. I can't hear it. No sound for me either. Okay, so none of you guys can hear that. Okay, Let us stop recording, sharing the screen now, and let's share the screen again. Hopefully you guys can hear it this time. Let's go there. Share a tab instead, or Chrome tab. So let's go into that one, and let's start again now. How about that? We'll start again. And this is normally how I'd pull it in too, so it's good. It's been a while since I've shared a YouTube video, so.
And I think I'm conservatively looking for that like 15K level. Whereas like before the bull market really got started, I was really only looking at 8K to 12K per ETH. But that was my bear bias coming out of the bear market. Now I'm feeling a little more bullish and like seeing these upside targets being like more like 15, 20, maybe higher, right? And then these fractals are showing that as well.
We know we have, wells and stuff that appear to like Pulsechain that have ETH and all that stuff too. But is there other reasons, liquidity bonding or otherwise, that Ethereum pumping, market sentiment, I guess, whatever you can, dig into that you know of too, that ETH going up, it's good for Pulsechain?
ETH going up is good for Pulsechain because some of the big whales are big ETH whales. And they're going to come to Pulsechain to play the casino game and pump the living hell out of it, so that after they pump the hell out of it, retail comes in behind them, and the rest of the crypto degens from other chains flock to Pulsechain for the money that's over there at that time, and then they pump it up another level, and then retail comes in behind those guys. So like you get 3 waves of pumpamentals off massive gains in ETH. The core users, whales and smart money from ETH that also have history with RH coins. They bring their money first, pump it up. Sack Wallet's buying, God Whale's buying, other ETH whales are buying, and then and this could be old Hex money that was converted to ETH and removed from the market for a while. That's just sitting there waiting dormant for this very thing. And then you get like the layers of people that layer in behind them, which should take us up a lot higher.
All right, so that there was a clip from RH Max and X Live. So let's get back to normal and share the screen. So that was pretty cool. ETH up, Pulsechain up. A lot of investors come back in. They get wealthy and switch it back in, and a lot of familiar investors at that. So pretty bullish. I like that little clip. All right, let's get into the rest of the Pulsechain quickly. We're going to see everything else has pretty much gone green, with the leaders. We've got Icosa up 6% at the moment, Lucky up 4%, Decky up 4% there, so pretty much green across the board there. Hedron, Trio, Maxi, and Hedron all up there. Let's jump over to the stable coins. We've had some nice little movements here for PDI. PDI back at quarter of a penny, up 9%. USD Tether and USDC, which normally follows up, actually doing better. We've got USD Tether up 14% and USDC up 11%, so it's pretty good. LUSD, so PDI and LUSD are 2 speculative coins, right? The narrative around getting to dollar, having burns and all sorts of stuff, particularly for LUSD, the minting cap, that's up 7% today as well. And then, of course, we've got all our 4 stables, which are, pretty much around dollar peg. Coast is still slightly under, and so is USDL at the moment, but those is the narrative. So bit of movement there on the old speculative stable coins. And then we've got the influencer coins at the moment. The top one there is Randy Alasky. Again, is that 3 days in a row? I think it is. 3 days in a row for Randy Alasky's note token and his no permissions group that he has. A bit like our strategy group we have in Discord. But 9.5% at the moment. Let's have a quick look at that chart because it does look a pretty good chart, doesn't it? And that is it there. Look at that. That's on the weekly on the charts here. A nice little week happening there. Let's look at the daily. There's the day. Look at that. Yeah, like I said, 3 days. Well, it's basically been 4 days. A little bit of stop on the way, but that's pretty good for Randy Alasky's note token. Looking pretty good. And that's the overall chart on the weekly. So doing pretty well. All right. How far back to the top? How far back? Well, there's a 143% gain back to the top there for Randy Alasky's note token. So hats off to Randy out there doing a good job. We've got Steve Hitson's up 7%. Matty Allen's up 6.7%, $1.24. More token from Trayvon is up 5.6%. Ben from BitBoy finally making a move is up 5.5%. And SolidX is up 5% as well at $26. That SolidX might move a lot, Randy's whale friend. Let's watch out for that. Remember, it's kind of maxed out at $200, didn't it? Brought a load of people over from Solana and stuff like that. And look at that. So, I mean, look what it did back early when it launched. Beautiful, right? We watched that in our Discord. It was pretty awesome. And got up to $258. So, wow. So, yeah, could have some nice energy there. Even to get back to these previous highs here, like this one here or this one here. I mean, that's 273% gain. We might see some big green candles come in. It'd be interesting to see what activity we have in that. But it's certainly green today. $26, a nice little entry potentially. Once again, speculative, do your own due diligence, all that good stuff. But that is kind of where we are on the influencer coins. Let's go to we're going to go to Pulsechain, have a look at the overalls, and that's going to wrap that up. So we've got 9.5 million in volume at the moment on trending, 216,000 transactions on Pulsechain. And like I say, Love.io making a big move, one of our utilities, social platforms, up 19%. Nice one there. Peach is up 15%. UFO from PGC is up 11% there, so doing pretty well. And that's a pretty good. We interviewed the team there from UFO PGC. Definitely one of the better projects, I think, over the long term, given their arbitrage model and value support. That's up 11% there as well. Randy Alaski's, of course, doing well there. Crow Leonidas up there, 9.8%. Yeah, not too bad. Pika as well up there. Some weird one here, die dollar. So yeah, we've got a bit of a move there. We've got INC obviously in the mix as well, 7.5% in the leaderboard. ADUSD, WB in there. So lots of cool leaders that you're familiar with. We watch this channel, we've seen them a lot. But yeah, Love.io making a bit of a move today. Haven't seen that for a while. Yeah, look, I was going to say we haven't seen it for a while. These are weekly candles, by the way, for Love.io. Look at that, bleed out. And we had a green week at the moment. That's kind of hilarious. But anyway, 66K of value, 8.7 million market cap at this current price. That is where we are on that one. Loved it. We haven't heard that much about them, and this huge platform. I mean, if you look at the website's really, really good looking. But yeah, I don't know people talking about social platform. They got trade, stake, bridge, shop, and earn. But I really thought they were going to do a lot more around the social side of things. But I haven't seen much. Let me know in the chat if you have seen a lot about this. But yeah, that is a fantastic site, but not seen a lot about it, even from other influencers in the Pulsechain X community. So pretty weird there. But anyway, it's up to date for the week. In fact, let's have a look at the last couple of days. What's it been doing? Yeah, 2 days, 2 up days there from the very bottom. Maybe it's a good buy, given how far down it's come. Look at that. That's crazy. All right, probably worth checking out the old Twitter as well, seeing if there's much information on there about what they've been doing. Yeah, check out some of that, see what they've been up to there. Looks like we haven't had anything up since the 18th there. All right, that's pretty much it for that. That's going to lead us into Mafia. So should we get into Mafia? I think so. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about Mafia, boy, because Mafia is looking like amazing. And we're going to bring on our special guest to talk about Mafia after all this time in the green room. Probably too much smoke in the green room now for what the heck is going on there. So this is we're going to get into Mafia. Before we do that, we're going to bring on our special guest as well. Actually, let's do our video first. Let's go. Ready? And bam. Pow, 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 as we say. Pow, pow. Hey, Archie, woohoo! The Dawn of the Syndicate is here. Never fear. Welcome to the live stream.
Hey, what's up, Super? How's it going?
Very, very good. I'm addicted to that Tommy machine gun video.
I love it. I love it.
But that's what happens to the enemies of the Syndicate, right, Archie? That's what happens.
That's right. There is no other way out. There's no other way out.
If you're watching from another family, just remember, you cross us, you will face the lead, a digital lead, but never leads.
That's right. We got the hit squad ready to go.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's fantastic to have you on as the Don of the Syndicate. I really appreciate you coming on. Even Brendan says, never fear, the Don is here. Absolutely. And we're going to get into the biggest game fight on Pulsechain by a country mile, right? The title of the video, Vault Payouts have hit $223,000 and it keeps climbing every day.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't believe we're almost at 80% now of the vault on Pulsechain, which is pretty incredible in that amount of time.
Amazing. Really. Yeah. Have you got any general oversights, any insights that obviously not confidentiality stuff, but that you've thought about the game so far, how it's been progressing?
Well, really, I mean, I'm a little bit shocked that the vault has moved as quickly as it has on Pulsechain. So that's really encouraging. We're looking forward to taking our share of that. Next up, I mean, as we know, we've got the map update and the allegiance update, which is going to be huge. So we're doing a lot of things in the syndicate, as you know, to get prepared for that, and I'm sure other families are as well.
Yeah. Okay. Have you seen anything coming from Jacob at all?
The one thing that I did hear is that we are going to be getting the airdrops to the OG NFTs today. Those that activated Player Plus should be getting those today. So that should be pretty exciting, I think.
Oh, wow. So people will get 2 keys. Is that what you meant talking about? The 2 keys?
You got that. Yep.
Oh,
yep. Everybody that activated Premium Plus should be getting their airdrops today, I believe.
Okay, cool. Well, that's exciting. All right. Let's see where else we got in there. Let's go have a look at, we've got a couple of the syndicate members, the Furios in the house there.
There
big
he
shout out
is.
to you. We got Brennan in the house as well. Big shout out to you, both syndicate members. Let's get into some of the action on the old Mafia, the #1 GameFi on Pulsechain, and doing a great job on BNB too. Let's see where we're going here. I'm trying to find the right screen here. It's been a while since I put the. I can't even see it actually on here. It's kind of weird. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. It's this one. I haven't even got the screen up. That's why. There we go. Bam.
Oh, there we go.
Got it. Yeah.
We're good.
Need to do more collabs with Archie the Don. All right, so we got Pulsechain. Let's go to Pulsechain first. These are the price charts at the moment. And I always like to post this in the chat there while you're talking. Let us know what you think about this chart at the moment with Mafia on Pulsechain.
Yeah, looking really solid. I mean, we did get some sell-off, right? Which I think we all kind of expected, but we're seeing a lot of activity still within the marketplace, which is really good. Prices held up, and so that's looking really good, especially as we're getting ready to move into the next couple of updates.
Yeah, so I've been mapping out the upgrades in yellow here just to keep track of it, because you lose track of it if you don't have it written down somewhere. But we're getting a nice little bit of lift here today on the back of the green Pulsechain, I guess. So that's pretty positive. Is this do you think they're going to settle on a low here, because we've got so many updates coming?
I really do. And we have people buying up that level too. If you go in and look at the transactions that are happening, we've got consistent buys throughout the day. There's one of them, right? Several of those throughout the day, every day. So I would be surprised if it goes lower than this. I mean, that's always a possibility, of course, but just given where we're at, it's looking really good as you move into those next few updates.
Yeah. And look, Pulsechain's up today. We know that there's taxes in the game going into, and so if that Pulsechain's going up, then I guess the US dollar vault's getting, if you know what I'm talking about, wink, wink, is going up. So we might see some action on this chart as well, some structural action. Who knows? It's probably worth getting in nice and early if you're playing. So we got at the moment we got 1.1 million market cap. The high was 2.5. And it looks like we're starting to edge up a little bit again. We've got 125k liquidity, which is really solid. We've had 6.9 million volume, which is kind of on the lower side of what we've seen recently, I would say. You can see that in the charts here. And in makers, we've got 43 makers at the moment. So we're actually ticking away pretty nicely. Maybe there's a bit of a rise happening here as well.
Yeah.
Give that a rocket as well. Give it a rocket wall there. Yeah, if you're on that chart there, by the way, give it a rocket. Keep it open, and it helps rank it up too. Let's jump over to Mafia as well on a BNB. So obviously we're playing on 2 chains, which is I think pretty good for the cross agreement there. Brennan, our TA guru, says that Pulsechain looks good. Agrees. It looks like the low for the Pulsechain there on that pullback. Yeah. We just post this chain as well. Any thoughts on this one here? Obviously, this is different. So,
oh my gosh, yeah, this honestly is a fire sale right now. Is the way I'm looking at it. Honestly, I had to resist today buying any more. I may do that over the weekend. We'll see. But yeah, if I can't imagine that this would go lower. It's always possible, right? We don't know what's going to happen, but man, this does look like the bottom to me at least.
So there's two key things to this, right? There's the fact that this was the Pulsechain was done with TRH, but this was done with TYZ, the sacrifice.
Right.
And number 2 is that the activity over here is probably is quite a lot less on the marketplace, crates and keys and the activity. But is this the quiet before the storm? Because we did see a bit of buying today come up.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, just with where the market's at right now, I mean, we're in this kind of doldrum state, but I could see that turning around really quickly, especially as momentum continues to build on the Pulsechain side. Again, as I've said before, the money on both sides is real, right? So it would not take much for this to just go into the stratosphere, right?
Yeah, I agree. The other thing is that a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these candles is the taxman in the actual game is selling down. So in this upward channel here, they got the taxman selling, but you got more buyers than the taxman selling, and individuals are selling, right? So the price just goes up, the supply and demand. And likewise, a lot of those red candles that we've seen here on the retrace is actually the vault itself, right?
Yeah.
The taxman selling taxes down 16.6% on the sell, 5%, 4.7% on the buy, and actually filling up the vault, right? And that's true on both of these chains, particularly on the BNB chain. I think we've definitely seen some individuals like the other day, but we've had a lot of taxes being sold into the market as well, exacerbating the way this chart looks.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, I mean, I think you pointed this out before, but there's still quite a few businesses available on the BNB side, right?
Yeah.
So that's a huge opportunity for people. And I think we're going to, as we progress further into the launch and people see opportunity as it presents itself on Pulsechain, I don't think there will be a lot of resistance for people to rotate from Pulsechain over to BNB and see some opportunity there as well.
And like I say, I mean, the other opportunity too is at the moment you can get in even when the taxman in the BNB game is selling into the market. You got a new opportunity for new players to come in, right? Because they're getting a cheaper price than after, a rally, for example, and they get to use that Mafia in game for staking or buying assets on the market. And that's even more true for BNB Mafia right now. Like, look at that thing.
Absolutely.
You can become a millionaire holder of Mafia quite easily just for $230, $250. You become a millionaire holder of Mafia, and there's only 1 billion tokens, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at it last night, and I think I was telling you earlier, I had my finger on the button, and $1,000 buy would pick up about 4 million Mafia on the BNB side. So that's it's incredible, especially considering how high it was and how high it can go, right?
Yeah. So we've got 48K in liquidity, which is still decent. We've got 234,000 market caps, so huge upside for that. We've had $860 of volume, so pretty low on the volume. But like I say, someone decided to pick up some of this yesterday with the same thinking that you and I are talking about now. Yeah. And we've got 7 makers at the moment. So definitely a lot of opportunity there on BNB. So those are kind of the charts at the moment. Anything else you want to say about the charts?
No, I think we've touched on it all, but yeah, it's looking really good. Huge opportunity on the BNB side, and obviously pretty good entry on the Pulsechain side as well, I believe.
And just to remind, this yellow line at the top is kind of the sacrifice level that I had for the sacrifice for the BNB, which was at 1600th of a penny at the moment. So lots of upside to that too.
Yep.
Let's jump over to the Mafia game itself and we'll look at some of these metrics. So this is Mafia on Pulsechain. So we've got 781 families, 781 players, 17 crime families, and 3.88 billion Pulsechain, which we'll talk about in a minute. You got anything, just great results, right?
Yeah, huge.
Now, if you guys are watching and you want to actually play this game, you only need 2,000 Mafia to play. So just remember that it's only a couple of dollars at most. So I'll post the link to the Mafia if you want to get in on that. And yeah, 2,000 to start a player. You can have as many players as you want, of course, to get involved in this. Why would you get involved? Well, before we get into that, why you'd get involved, let's have a look at the leaderboard here. Got anything much to say about the leaderboard here? Actually, I don't normally focus on myself, but you got anything to say?
Yeah, not really right now. I mean, I think we've seen these are familiar faces that we've seen in the past in the top 10 especially. We've got a mixture of Syndicate, we've got Gearheads, obviously, Salamancas, people that are a lot of those characters or profiles are inventory rich, right? But it's inventory is of course an advantage, but it's also a liability, right? So just me personally, I don't put a lot of stock into that individual worth right now. There's a lot of ways to play that. The way that, I won't comment on that, but I'm not pursuing the leaderboard myself.
Yeah.
different reasons.
Well, I think we'll come back to this because I want to comment about one thing on it. But let's go to so obviously you can, if you're watching this, you can get started for 2,000 Mafia. That's all you need. You can buy it on the market, as we said, on either BNB or Pulsechain, and you'll be playing on different chains. Of course, there's games on both chains, which is pretty easy. If you want to join a family, there are lots of families, so we're going to get into that in a minute. But let's go to the vault. This is the big purse. This is the big prize, right? So on Pulsechain, we've got a massive 388 billion pulse in there now so far. And how many days has it been? Let me just have a look. How many days? 29 days. So we're almost
Isn't that
up
crazy?
29 days, and we've already got 3.88 billion pulse. And that's at the current level of pulse. And the pulse is starting to rise. So this thing is rising by thousands of dollars a day now. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really incredible. I mean, every time I look at this, I can't believe that we're this far along, and I mean, not even a month in, right? Just it's incredible, and we know that there's some time to go before development is complete. So this, I mean, I was watching a stream earlier today with GIF and Kool-Aid on, and I think GIF had a conservative estimate of 6 billion at launch, but I think everyone realizes it could be quite a bit higher by the time we launch. I mean, 10, 12 billion possibly, which when you think about what that weekly payout is, that's $1 billion PLS, right? To those top 5 families.
Yeah. So the game's supposed to start at 5 billion. We're already at 3.88, which is about 78% the way through. The US dollars, though, 161,000. And with Pulse recovering, what happens if we do have a rally like I've been sort of talking about in the bullish scenario into August there? Man, this thing could be huge. Like you're talking about hundreds of thousands potentially with a price pump.
Oh, huge. And you think about what that does reflexively to the price of Mafia as well. If that vault is that high, which we think it very well could be that high, how do you get access to it, right? Well, one way, and a very important way, would be to own Mafia and be playing the game, right? So that could do some pretty ridiculous numbers, I think, over time.
We've seen now this has obviously got taxes in this game, and we've seen that taxes at the moment with the tax man in the yellow chart is actually the second biggest contributor to why this vault's getting so big, 41.4% at the moment, $66,900. We've seen other projects, top reflex or tax token projects, do what 5 or 6 billion distribution over like a year, like 30 days. So I think we're about to eclipse all those milestones for all projects on Pulsechain. It really does look good for that.
Yeah, and you think about, and that's just with the current use case of keys really being focused on crates right now, right? Just opening those for inventory items, but also understanding that those use cases are about to expand considerably, and keys are going to be central to the game. They're not going to be required, right? But they're going to give you a leg up. And you when we look at this chart here, which I love, this is an incredible update. But you see proportionally how important keys are to fueling the vault, and understanding that the use of those keys is going to expand considerably in the very near future, right? So taking all of that into consideration, the rate of growth within the vault should increase quite a bit.
Yeah, we've had some spurts. You can see it in the chart itself. We've had some, spurts in the growth. We're seeing it about 57%, $90,000 from the keys alone. And of course, those are a major component moving forward in the game as well. So this thing could get pretty big on that. We've also got Marketplace contributing 2.7%. I think there's a lot of opportunity in that in the future too. I think that we'll probably have another boom also, boom cycles, given the in-game assets are so important. Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's going pretty well. So we've got $161,000 there. We've also got BNB chain, so we'll just switch over that quickly, look at the vault, and that has also got 61,000 in there. So that's pretty awesome. I had it 221,000, so 61.6 plus what did we say it was on the other chain? I forgot now already. We got it at 100 and something. Let's go back. Let's switch back there, but that's got 115 BNB in it. Let's go back to the Pulse chain, have a quick look at the vaults. What do we say? 161.5. Let's say 161.5. So that puts us at 223,000. So they're pretty much the same as I had on the title of the video, US dollars. So fantastic.
Huge.
I mean, if I divide that by the Kiwi dollar, which is like a Mexican peso, that's 365,000 New Zealand dollars.
That's pretty good, huh?
Another perspective, right? Another perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
That is good.
Yeah, it's proceeding pretty well. So that's the big prize. But of course, there are other ways of earning. You can buy a crate now for $20. A key for $20 using Pulsex incentive, etc. And use that key to upgrade to get one of the big prizes, like 5 million Mafia, for example. That's worth what, $6,500 or something like that.
Yeah. And those crates are so fun. I mean, as you know, once you start popping crates, it's hard to stop, right? But we have to have a little bit of discipline to hold some of those back for other uses, right?
Brennan says, let's all move to New Zealand with that exchange rate. Yeah, 61 cents in the dollar. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, OG NFTs obviously a big deal. Keys are a big deal. You can win keys. We saw Lick Gaines win 50 keys on live stream. That was still pretty crazy, especially on his last key too.
Yeah.
And then we had in-game assets. Obviously, you're going to need all these game assets to play the game. So they're all there too. So people can buy those for $20. So there we go. All you need is a bit of pulse and stuff like that. You might win hundreds of dollars potentially if you win one of the top assets, like a Douglas M3 or the Mafia, for example, up to $6,500 or something, whatever it is at the moment. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's really incredible how, I know it looks like you're about to navigate over the marketplace, but just how much a lot of those items are across the board. Even cash, like some of the larger bundles of cash, bullets, health, all of those sell for pretty healthy amounts, right? And of course, the larger items like the 5 million Mafia, 10 OG NFTs, 100 game keys, those are obviously huge.
Yeah. I see that just over 10 million Mafia out of the 50 million available for prizes has already been won. So some people must be happy out there.
Oh yeah.
So kind of cool. $20 might get you thousands of dollars. Pretty crazy. And of course, that's been the number one feeder of the vault, right? It's getting those keys and burning them. Now we've got the marketplace. That's another contributor, smaller one, but I think something that's definitely going to scale over time. And we've got lots of opportunities over here as well at the moment.
Yeah, they really did a wonderful job with the marketplace. When this first launched, I'll be honest with you, I was busy doing Don stuff, and I really didn't get to enjoy a lot of the actual activity that was in the marketplace. But over the last week, I've gotten familiar with it, started browsing through it, selling some things, buying some things, and it really is just a lot of fun. And the amount of activity, especially on the Pulsechain side, is incredible. New listings all the time, people competing over auctions. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you can filter them all too, which is a pretty cool feature, and find different categories, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and I was really happy that they added the sorting feature as well to some of those fields, which makes it a lot easier to navigate. And this is awesome here. Yeah,
if you click on an item, you can actually see the market, and it gives you all the information you need to see whether you're making a good deal, buying a good deal. It gives you the history of the price chart. I really love that. It tells you how many items there are in the particular, for bullets. It tells you how many items there are, and the market cap as well at the current last price. It's got all the latest sales on here, whether it's a buy now or an auction. So you can see which is the best deal out of the current available supply. And it's got all the past history sales as well. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm a numbers guy, so I love this. When I saw this, I thought this was incredible.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. And of course, so we've got crates, we've got marketplace, we've got the buy and sell at the moment. It's a 4.7% buy tax, buying Mafia on either BNB or Pulsechain. It's a 16.6% sell tax. So you need to have a 5% slippage or a 20% slippage if you're buying or selling, respectively there. And the contracts are different on both chains. So you got Pulsechain and BNB, they've got different contracts for Mafia. Just remember that. And of course, that feeds the vault. So all those three, not only you can participate in using those, but they're all feeding the vault. In fact, you can see the Mafia's just gone up since we last were on this page. And the tax man here goes and sells it onto the market. And that's why I say some of these red candles are just the tax man selling as opposed to individuals, and it feeds the vault. So it's pretty cool. Now let's get to it. Let's get ready to rumble. The rumble is with the families, right? The family's looking pretty badass.
Yeah.
You got much things to say about this leaderboard at the moment?
Well, I think we've kind of hit our stride. I think everybody. We haven't seen a lot of real movement between rankings. Little variation within worth, obviously, which is the thing that influences the rankings. But right now, I think we've hit it kind of a place of stability. But I would expect that to change in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
We've got quite a bit of a commanding lead over the gearheads right now, but we know that they're serious, right? And they're serious competitors.
Yeah.
So we acknowledge that, and that's why we put in the work that we do every day. Followed up pretty well. There's quite a bit of a divide between number 2 and number 3 with the Yakuza there, but that mysterious Yakuza, you never know what they're going to do. You never know.
Crazy vet family for sure. That's what I hear.
That's right.
We got the Salamancas at number 4 and the Hustlers at number 5. You got much to say about those families in particular? They're all in the paid spots, right? The top 5.
Yeah. So the Salamancas, I mean, obviously, I think they've closed the gap by about 8,000 worth in the last day or so between them and the Yakuza. So they're just consistent. I think they buy a lot of crates and open those. They're very inventory rich. But when you look at their bank and Stake Mafia in comparison, they're holding quite a bit of liquid as well. So that's a question mark. And then the Hustlers, very much in the same position, right? They very inventory rich, a lot of crate opening, but again, a little bit of vulnerability in terms of Stake Mafia and bank right there. But sitting solidly in the number 5 position, not really no one currently to threaten them from bumping out of that. So in a very good position.
For those that are not familiar, the vault gets, once the game goes live, the vault pays out 10% of the vault value every week. So at the moment, that's $16,000 a week. That gets distributed to the top 5 families. The top family gets 30%, which is what we're part of course. Archie is the Don of the syndicate. Number 1 there, the Capone. They get 30%. Number 2 family, Gifford Ware or Gearheads, they're with Crypto Kool-Aid, get 25%. Luciano from the Yakuza, this mysterious family we don't hear too much about, that gets 20%. The Salamancas, also kind of a quiet family as well, but with a big whale in it, Nunzio, it gets 15%. And then, of course, we've got Lit Gains or My Life is Awesome from leading this up in the Hustlers, and they've hustled their way to number 5, and they get 10% of the weekly payout. So 10% of 16,000. What's that? $1,600 is it? So that is where the play is at the moment. And then we've got some other families in conditional payout spots, number 6, 7, and 8. They get 5% conditional payouts, assuming the vault payout gets bigger the following week. Is that the way you understand it, Archie?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And so we've got the Mugnows, the Grand Clan, with another influencer there, Anzi Crypto, and then the original Gangsters, who are number 1 over on BNB at the moment. You got much to say about these 3 here at the moment?
No, we really haven't seen a lot of movement between those 3 right now. But what I would say is, when that conditional payout for family 6 through 8 was introduced, I think that's a fantastic opportunity for lower players, right? So you can, as you enter, if you're starting a family new, that gives you an initial target to shoot for, right? That's very attainable given the worth that those families are sitting at right now. It would not take a lot of effort to move into one of those positions. And then from there, you can consolidate your position from that and then potentially move into the top 5. So I was very happy about that update.
Now, we've also got all these other families. Mumbo is the latest family, right? That's number 17, and they're already at number 9.
They are.
I don't think they've moved much, though, since they got here.
No.
So 9, and they're going to stop there at the moment. So interesting family.
I think they're being very deliberate. I saw a couple of buys recently in the marketplace that were tactical, things that had high worth that helps them move up into the rankings. So I actually saw at least 1 or 2 of those today from them. So I think that they're being smart. They're deploying resources intelligently and not trying to do it all at once, which I think is the way to go.
Yeah. So Mambo's there. Costa Nostra, the Trump family from Brazilji, another influencer. Much about these 2?
No, I really haven't seen a lot of movement out of Cosa Nostra and or out of Briz's family recently. But who's to say, right? They might decide to switch it up on us one day and make a shot for those top 8 positions.
So and then we're followed up by La Mano, Supremo Stacco, the Chinese Triads, and the Greys, which is another token ecosystem run by Coach X, but nothing from him so far.
No.
Yeah. You got much to say about any of those particular teams?
No, not really. We haven't seen a lot of action out of those recently. But again, I think we're kind of in a low period right now between updates, and who's to say what will happen as we move into the market or the map update.
Now, I think in terms of, one big thing about GameFi is you need to be able to onboard. It's got to be your principal thing just to kick it off, right? You need to be able to get socials out. So I think on the player front, where it's very easy to start a player, I think people are pretty intuitive. They can just get started. Got 2,000 Mafia. They get make a name. They choose a city. And then, of course, they get allocated one of up to 1,200 avatars at the moment, which could be male or female. So they get that. That's pretty intuitive. But what happens if they want to start a family? Now, I know I've given you feedback about we need an apply here button to the different families. Do you know if anything's happening with that sort of upgrade request?
Yeah, as far as that update, I'm not aware of any plans to implement that, but I do know that there's going to be in the communications update that I think it's 2 or 3 updates away from where we're at currently. Jacob had mentioned on stream the other day that they're going to be implementing an in-game messaging system, kind of like an in-game email, from what I understand. So that might be a way for new players to enter and then message, representatives from the family. The other thing too is that, Super, if you click into one of those families too,
choose like Salamanca's here.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, we've got an update going on here. Oh, we've got an update, folks, live happening right now. Crazy. What's going on? How could it be? Yeah, we got an update. Do you think what's an update? Is this not related to the airdrop though, is it?
It could be. I mean, it could be that. It could be. I know they're working on a couple of smaller things too, as well.
Yeah, Furious is update pushing now. Yeah, so we've got an update going live, folks. What could it be? All right, so yeah. What was your thoughts on that? Sorry, I interrupted.
I was just going to say, when you click into the families, you can see their social links as well. We can't do it at the moment. But
it's got social links in the family, so you can hit people up in the families at the top left. They have that, so you can do that.
Yeah, exactly. And that is reliant on having one of those either Discord, X, or Telegram. But I think, to your point,
I just think it's much easier to have a apply now button on the family. It's just so easy. And then I think that's complete for the onboarding. So definitely, hopefully they follow up on that. I know you can click on the families and you've got the socials at the top, but it'd be nice to have an apply now. Like, how like the syndicate and I think the OGs and others have set up recruitment pages like on Telegram and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It would be great if people could just hit that up and they go straight to recruitment. And every family's going to have different entries, right?
I was just going to say really quick on once that communication update is live. I don't know this to be true, and this is speculative on my part, but potentially maybe it would be something that would be possible where you could put that button on, and then it would trigger an automated update to the leadership of the family that somebody's looking to apply. So that would be another way to go about it, possibly.
That'd be cool. All right, so we've got the Wikipedia as well. We haven't talked much about that, and I wanted to talk about Player Plus and Family Plus quickly for those that are not familiar, because it's kind of the latest and greatest stuff. Let's quickly. I don't know if we can talk about. Oh, we can go to Players, can't we? And have a look at Players Plus there.
Yeah, and there was an update pushed to both of those pages today. I didn't have a chance to look and see exactly what it was, but I know that the Player Plus and the Family Plus pages within the wiki were updated with content.
So if you're watching and you wonder what the heck of Players Plus, you get a whole ton of different benefits for having Player Plus, and you get a little plus next to your name, and your worth gets colored again. They've changed this back to what I wanted. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
to gold colors. Now, you need an OG NFT. You've got to basically burn that to apply for a Player Plus to get those upgrades, and you get 2 keys per day, which apparently is going to drop today, right?
Yeah, that's what I gather. Those keys, if you have activated Player Plus, those should be airdropped today. And the other thing too is if you're looking to activate Player Plus status, the price of those OG NFTs and game NFTs. So when you go into the marketplace, you can see those listings, and they're effectively the same thing. So there's game NFTs and OG NFTs, and the only thing differentiating is whether or not they're wrapped.
So I mean, whether they're wrapped, whether they're in the wallet I can only get to this front page. That's all I can do at the moment. Oh, have I lost it? Have I lost it? I think I may have lost it. Oh no. Oh, it's tragedy. Anyway, we got the Wikipedia, so we'll talk about that.
There we go.
And yeah, so you need to get an upgrade to Player Plus. Let's go to Player Plus down here. Player Plus is here on the wiki, and it gives you all these benefits, right? You got to activate Player Plus for 90 days with an OG NFT, so you need to do that. You need to have the OG NFT in your wallet, and then you can click Apply for Player Plus. It will burn the OG NFT, so you lose the market value of that, but you get the Player Plus upgrade with all its benefits. So that's what you're trading off there. Key benefits of Player Plus: 10% worth increase, monthly key claim 2 keys. Looks like that's happening today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I gather.
So that's huge. Update unlimited page clicks as well. So normally, if you haven't got a Player Plus, you're going to get this thing warning that allows you to say you can't do more than 10 clicks per minute.
Yeah, that's actually, I mean, some of these updates are cosmetic and some of these are functional, right? But that unlimited page clicks, at least from my experience, switching between some accounts that have Player Plus and some that don't, I run into that limit pretty easily, just especially interacting with the marketplace and doing some of the other things that I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice to have.
It's nice to have the Player Plus, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We've got AI generated video avatar. Those are already activated. We've got the custom description that came out yesterday, I think it was.
I think so, yeah.
We got hidden inventory option that came out 2 days ago, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And support family to become Family Plus. Of course, that's important. So if your family's got over 50% with Player Plus in your family, then you get Family Plus, which is pretty cool. Adds 5 profit increase to own businesses if you got one of those, and you can use the kill simulator, which is going to be a big deal coming up in the future. So it's pretty cool. Now Family Plus, of course, if you do get Player Plus, you help the family get the 50% of your family gets members of active Player Plus. Then you get the Family Plus symbol, which is pretty cool. And of course, let's go to the DAP quickly, see if that's up. Yeah. So you can see only a couple of families. We're on BNB. How did we get to BNB? Yeah. No, we're on the right. But anyway, on the BNB chain, we got the original gangsters. They're the only ones over there with the Player Plus. But on the Pulsechain, we've got 3 families. Of course, the Syndicate is one of them that has Player Plus. Salamancas have Player Plus, and the Mugnails have Player Plus. The Mugnails were first to get Player Plus. The Syndicate was second, and the Salamancas were third at the moment. Yeah, and then the others are all trying to get there, right? Hustlers, how are they doing? Hustlers are at 20%. So they got 20% of their players have got Player Plus. They're not, Player Plus. They're not yet at Family Plus. We've got the Yakuza. How they're doing? Yakuza is at 24%, so they're slightly better than the Hustlers at the moment. Still trying to get there. And the Gearheads at number 2. Let's see where they are. Oh, I've got my 10 mobster clicks. I've got my 10 mobster. I have to wait 10 minutes. They're out. I'm on another profile I normally have.
Yeah.
Wait 12 seconds. Here it goes. It's the warning. Hold up, mobster. You're going a bit too fast there. You've reached your limit. So if you want to get rid of this thing, you've got to upgrade to Player Plus. Like I said, you need an OG NFT to do that. All right. There we go. So anyway, we got 38.9% of them. So they're getting there. The old gearheads towards that Player Family Plus yellow category. And of course, you get all those benefits, right?
Yeah, those benefits are significant too, really.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at those. So Family Plus, they increase worth, increase capo payouts, increase bank interest rate, increase HQ size. Obviously, it's going to be pretty important. Create and join allegiances. So it's going to be a big deal too. Nice little picture there of the family. And allegiances at the moment, they're going to be a next big thing, right, coming up as well.
That's what I gather. I mean, those should be coming up. I don't know when they are. It hasn't been announced, but I think we should be anticipating that, maybe within the next few days, maybe within the next week. I don't know. That's my speculation, but that's where I think that's going to fall.
So you got to have Family Plus. I guess only you can do it. You have to be a Dom of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And you need 25 keys, which are $20 each, right? So that's what is it $500 or something?
Yeah.
So yeah, and any family can get invited to join an allegiance. It's not required to have Family Plus status to be invited to an allegiance. Only to create one. So you got some different payout combinations with allegiances and family in-game currency as well. So kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a really neat dynamic here that they've set up to both incentivize those higher ranking families to pair up with lower ranking families. I think that's really smart and offers a lot of opportunity, and really will shake up the entire. I honestly think this is going to shake up the entire game.
Yeah, absolutely. And like this is the big thing here, right? Family outside the top 8, we've got 17 at the moment. Become successful member of allegiances with active vault sharing. So that could be huge for smaller families. So that is going to shake things up, no doubt. Allegiance protection. All gangsters who are in the same location as their family HQ have an increased offensive value. So that's very important to remember. So a lot of the stuff's going to be very strategic for the map coming out, right?
Absolutely. That map is going to be huge. I am incredibly excited for that.
So let's have a look. Let's scroll back up the top here and to have a look at that. So we're in phase 5 plus, as I call it, because we had family plus and player plus. So it was a marketplace. And then we got the Mafia map coming out probably within, let's say, 2 weeks. Would it say 2 weeks?
I think so. Again, that's speculative. But what I don't know is the Allegiance update going to be separate from the map update, or are they going to be deployed at the same time? That's going to be interesting to see how all that works out.
All right. Well, we've got some comments here as well. We got Crypto Furious says, I see key claim. Well, I'm going to have to go to my Player Plus there for that. Check your Player Plus profile, says Crypto Furio. Nice, says Brennan. Big thumbs up. And Aussie Stone says update is done. All right, let's check it out. Let's go check it out. I'm going to have to switch my wallet over to something else. I'm trying to now we've got hidden features. I've got to kind of hide my main some of my main characters. So but anyway, let's go over to, let's refresh. Obviously it's back up and running. And of course let's go have a look. Did I get some keys in here? Let's see. Oh, claim keys. Look at that. Claim key button.
That is awesome.
Let's hit that. Let's claim that. And bam, bam, bam. All right.
It's got a nice countdown there too, as well. As you can see.
So what happens to people that it's got a countdown 20 days? So we thought it was going to be 30 days, right?
I think it was, but I think they might have kind of retrofit it to the when people activated their Player Plus. So I don't know. Did you activate your Player Plus 10 days ago?
Must have, yeah. So you're saying if you did Player Plus today, let's say you upgrade Player Plus today, then you would have to wait 10 days before you got some keys. Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying, I guess if you were to activate today, you'd probably have to wait the full 30 days. I would think.
Well, we can see, without showing too much from my profile, we can see 2 keys in there.
Yeah,
2 keys. So we got the keys. There we go. I know where they're going. So that's interesting. The timing could be better, I think, in some regards.
Yeah.
All right, so that is the play at the moment. What else are we going to say about that? So those keys are out, folks. If you've got a Player Plus like this here, if you've got that Player Plus, you now have got that keys to claim. Go claim them. You can either do something with them, or you can open up a crate, or whatever your Don has. Whatever you're going to be doing there. That's all I can say. But yeah, we've got that's really cool. Nice upgrade today. What else have we got there that says something about that? Let's go into Nunzio. Have a look at his. See, he's got his keys. So he's already got his keys. He hasn't hidden anything either, has he? No,
it doesn't look like it.
He hasn't hidden anything. But he's got his keys. So so powerful. Doesn't even care.
That's a bold strategy right there.
All right, so actually I can see him because I'm in the same family. That's probably why. I don't know why it showed up like that. It's got the Syndicate as a family. Salamanca's, there we go.
Salamanca's, yeah.
All right, can't see him there. All right, I think that was my own profile I was looking at. All right, so we got that going on. So that's a big update now, folks. So huge. If you got Player Plus, and of course to get to Player Plus, you need to upgrade you need an OG NFT. You can buy them on the market. And if you want to get OG, that's right down the bottom here of the wiki, and you go OG NFTs, and use your OG NFT to upgrade a premium player. You only receive rewards if you have activated your premium player NFT. How can I get one? If you don't already get one from the initial distribution, your only hope is the market or the crates. So there's only 2 ways of getting them now. So there's buying on the secondary market or the primary market through the crates. All OG NFTs were given to users who held the TRH OG NFTs or those who participated in the adoption lobby. Now, we started off with 1,700, but I think we've got a lot less than that now in the market.
Oh, yeah. I think there's a lot of people probably just sitting on them right now.
Yeah, so let's go to the filter. We'll have a look at where those are, and bam, let's hit on one of those. Current prices, last trade, $63. They were $250, folks, at the top. Look at that, $250, and now they're at $63. But there's not that many left. There's 604 out of 1,700 from the looks of it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think right now, again, just because of the limited use cases, and I think there was a lot of exhaustion around crate buying. But as those additional use cases enter to support key usage, I think we're going to see, as additional uses with the game OGs are stacked on, and Jacob's alluded that there will be additional benefits to having those. I can see that those having a much greater impact later on to price.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great news. And I think Furo said it well there. Check your player profile. And, of course, upgrade today, right? Upgrade today.
I see a lot of Syndicate members in the chat, too. That's awesome. It's awesome to see every day.
So many in the chat there. And, of course, you got the Don in the house. So what the Don says goes. So remember that out there, the Syndicate, and for the enemies of the Syndicate as well. That's what I was saying. All right, so that's kind of cool. Like I say, we've got lots of things up for grabs. Let's quickly go over to BNB. Let's jump over there and have a quick look at the overall numbers. We've got 856 players over there at the moment, 16 crime families and 115 BNB. You got much to say about the families over here because it's a very different sort of ecosystem. Some of the same families, but families that were not in the top five are in the top five over here, but they're in the under the top five over in Pulsechain.
Yeah, I mean, not really a whole lot over here. A lot of the same familiar faces that we've seen in the past. Again, not a lot of movement and momentum on the BNB side right now. But again, it's an entirely different dynamic. Obviously, the gearheads don't have a presence here. The Mugnows have cross-chain presence, the OGs to a lesser extent. But I think the OGs kind of took the stance that trying to maintain a vault position on Pulsechain would be cost prohibitive for them, and so they've doubled down and they've secured that number one spot for right now. But you never know what's going to happen. Super.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And they're the only ones with the Family Plus at the moment over there.
That's right.
So that's interesting. But yeah, we've got the Mugnows there. They're in, I think, number 8 or something on Pulsechain. Mm-hmm. They're at number 3 here. So they're in the paid seed over here, 20%. We've got this Yakuza again, this crazy mysterious one that's out there. On Pulsechain and on we don't hear much from them at all. No. In fact, I don't think we hear anything from them. We've got this Illuminati, which is number 5, so that's a different family altogether. Sitting at number 5, and then we've got Coast and Ocean. They're on Pulsechain, but they're over here at number 6. So they're in a conditional paid spot. The Peaky Blinders, you heard much about from them at all?
No, I mean, really, in the opening days, we saw movement out of them, but honestly, after that, we haven't seen a lot. And then we've got secondary families from the OGs down there as well.
Yeah. So they're actually pretty well positioned down there. Mm-hmm. They're still holding a number 8 spot with one of those families in New Jersey. Then we've got the influencer, the BNB influencer, Crypto Pride. We haven't seen we saw it move from 3 to 4 members, but that's kind of stayed there at the Untouchables. Have you been in touch with him at all? Have you heard from him or?
No, not since the Dawn stream. I think he's probably concentrated on streaming as opposed to family management. So
family management, yeah. And then we've got a couple others here: the Clan, the Cartel, the Lost of Vita shares. Have you heard anything? Seen any info around from these guys?
No, not really. All those bottom families. I mean, they've been pretty much stagnant for some time now.
Oh, we've had a bit of change at the bottom though. Salvation Army has taken over from the high table. That's interesting.
Yeah, the high table dropped out of the upper rankings. I think they might have been positioned up around maybe even the top 8, but they've made a movement down.
Yeah. Salvation moved up one. Wow. Okay. Wow. So lots of things happening there. Now the big thing, of course, over here compared to Pulsechain is that you got all these. You can buy keys in BNB and USD Tether, USDC, $20 as well. You can use those keys, but they've got the businesses still here. 51 of them. Out of 111.
51 businesses, and then the 50 million Mafia stacked on top of it. Yeah.
Still not won yet. So
none of it.
yeah.
Just
So I mean, you put 5 million in the calculator on BNB. Let's see how that's worth. 5 million, 1, 2, 3. That's worth almost $1,200 on even obviously taxes to be paid, but let's say 1,000 net or something on the old Mafia side at the current price, of course. So that's 5 million. That's a pretty good price. And then the businesses are huge, like to chase down these businesses, especially a lot of the slot machines, the roulettes and the bullet factories are all there, right?
Oh, yeah.
The same way they are on Pulsechain.
Yeah, and the wonderful thing about this game too is, I mean, there are so many ways to earn beyond just the vault and beyond just speculating on the token price, right? We know that those businesses are going to generate income. There's going to be other avenues for income in the game. I'm really looking forward to launch.
Yeah. All right, so there's lots of prizes you can get with getting cake. These are $20. They feed the vault, so it's a win-win from that point of view. But the marketplace is operating as well. A lot less activity over here for the time being. 72 items sold, pretty similar to yesterday. We had a bit of activity yesterday, but it looks like it's tapped out there at the moment. But lots of opportunities over here, obviously, to pick up items as well. Anything much to say about that?
No, not really. I would just say that comparatively, you're going to see a lot less activity on the BNB side right now, which I think is a function of just fewer crates being opened and less economic energy entering the system. But I could see that turning around very quickly, especially as people, as we progress further into the updates and towards launch, people will recognize that opportunity is equivalent on the BNB side, and I would expect. I fully expect a lot of folks to take advantage of it. I know that if I weren't already in it, I would be doing that right now. Yeah.
We got a couple of comments here. Obviously, the vault's pretty big, like 61,700. Still a lot of economic energy over on the BNB.
Mm-hmm.
And let's quickly look at, we've got Crypto Furo's got a comment here. So let's go back to, we might change the format here, have a look at some of these comments. So have you got any questions or anything like that for the Don about the syndicate? Or if you want to join the syndicate, let us know in the chat there. If you've got, obviously, any insights in the game, let us know. We'll discuss those too. If you've got any questions, get them in now. Crypto says, this means if you upgrade to Player Plus, you could claim 2 keys immediately. Is that how it reads?
That, I mean, Furio would know. I mean, he's on it. He's one of our top guys. So, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So if you upgrade that, I think I've got a couple myself I could upgrade. So let's see how we go with that. I know where they're going. Wookie says the Don and the Owls and the Wookie on the course. And he's talking about the golf course there, taking on the Don for $1 million. That'd be a pretty stupid thing to do. I don't know what he means there, but if he's getting aggressive against the Don, he could be in trouble there. Could be in trouble.
Wookie's a mad dog. That's why he's one of our capos.
Capos, yeah, crazy capo. That we got Brendan says the syndicate revived. Over 80 keys today, says Brennan. The syndicate revived over 80 keys today. The eyes on there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Received over, yeah, that makes some more sense. Received over 80 keys. Yeah, nice one. All right, Wookie there. Yeah, that's what you'll look like after you finish with the Dom finishes with you. Whatever it is. All right, so we're coming up to an hour and a half. Yeah, big upgrade today. So if you've got Player Plus, you got the 2 keys, so congratulations. And of course, looks like a better payout, 20 days rather than 30 days.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic.
And apparently, if you want to upgrade today, you're going to get 2 keys immediately. So it looks like they've got some sort of robot there, refresh. Going to drop you some keys. Kind of cool. I think that's probably it for the moment on that one. We'll probably wrap up. Any final thoughts there, Archie?
No, I would just say for folks that aren't in Mafia right now, we would love to have you enter. Whether you enter the syndicate, obviously, we'd welcome you. So hit us up at t.me/syndicate recruitment on Telegram. You can find us there. You can also find us obviously in the Hex Token Discord. We'd love to talk to you. The game is a lot of fun. And the other thing I would say is all the syndicate members out there, you guys are incredible. Every day, the things that you do, just the conversations that I have, the caliber of people we have in the syndicate is incredible. Just very generous members. And we've also got the very best consigliere and cappuccino in the game. That's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, big shout out to all the syndicate members from myself as the consigliere. I think they say it. You guys are doing a great job. Just keep up the great efforts. And of course, you guys know, when the orders are out, you do the orders, and it helps the family big time. So kind of cool. And I'm not talking about pizza, although Mafia families love pizza. But we may run a few Mafia pizza shops.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, very awesome. Take care, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a goodbye from me. And it's a goodbye from us.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Super, for having me on. I really appreciate it.
UK comedy. So was it Walking Wise? I don't know. I can't remember. Good night. All right. Take care, everybody. Peace out. Let's play out a video on the way out. And I'll catch you guys again next time. Take care and bye for now.